his references are Lenny Bruce and Eddie Murphy and fucking Louis C.K. Like he's not familiar with younger comedians trying to make it. He's never heard of any of us. He's never heard of anyone else who has been canceled. It's sort of this ethereal concept to him. He knows like Trump.
Well, he's also losing all of his spots to these kinds of comedians. And the thing is like people like him and Whitney are having trouble getting dates because people like Tim Dillon are eating up all the theater dates. And so you're seeing this with like people like Che and the Che thing that happened today. And you see it with Marin. These guys, especially post-pandemic, are getting really bitter because now they're in line behind all of these podcasters for theater shows. And a guy like Mark Maron, who isn't in the know, is like, who the fuck is Tim Dillon? Who the fuck is Andrew Schultz?
Wait, what's
and it's
the
like
Che thing that happened today?
I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay, I think you guys might have done it already.
But this is very pertinent.
But it's very much about now they can't get the dates they want, and they're thinking, well, I have an HBO show and I'm on SNL and I can't get get the dates I want to tour. And it's like, because these podcasters are selling more tickets.
So briefly,
bitching about the existence of podcasts.
Yeah. Briefly, this is the drama, and I just, this just came out today. So I guess somebody DM'd or Che in his Instagram. It said Tim fucking Dillon, and then somebody's telling him he makes $190,000 a month on Patreon. And Che puts in his stories, I don't care if it's a zillion. I know Tim Dillon, and he ain't what you think he is. He's a sweet, humble guy who really tried at stand-up, got nowhere, became a media personality because it's much easier. And we're all very happy for him, but don't get fresh, Tim. And then Tim's response is, here's the reality. Here's the reality, which is exactly what Josh is saying. I sell more tickets than Michael Che ever has. I don't think he's allowed to use this website per his job, being on Weekend Update on SNL. Yep. And I've built something on my own that he could never do. Che has done well for a drunk who can barely read, but his show sucks. And he knows it. And then I think Che's response to this was like, all fair points, and I'm very proud of Tim. I don't want no trouble. So he backs down after Tim responds. We're all very happy for him. And then the memes flow. Interesting, though.
Wait, who could honestly say that Tim Dillon tried his darndest at stand-up, but unfortunately did not work out for him, and it was a complete flop?
If failing is doing fucking 50 theater dates around the country, I can't wait.
He sold out the Beacon during the New York Comedy Festival this week.
Yeah,
sold
I would love to fail that hard.
Yeah.
What a loser. I can't wait to see this loser at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. And then, not to toot my own horn, but then I tweeted, I was commenting on this as Josh.
Yourself into this
shut up. Okay. So hold on. Where's my thing that I wrote? Okay.
Chrissie nailed
it. Stop it. Okay. I said, not all of us.
Chrissie.
Shut up. Not all of us are lucky enough, like Michael Che was, to be an SNL diversity hire after only doing 2 years of stand-up. He's jealous of Tim Dillon. That Tim Dillon can make a killing doing whatever he wants creatively while he's stuck being a slave for NBC. And then, of course, people like to say that I'm racist for calling him a corporate slave, but that's what he is. He's got the golden handcuffs, and he was plucked out at very early on in his career. Of course, so many, who knows? If I had been 2 years into stand-up, I wouldn't have said no to an SNL gig.
You'll get there, Chrissie.
Oh, stop! I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I wasn't nailed down to something where you can't really express yourself creatively. But there's no reason for Che to shit on how much money Tim Dillon's make. They both make great money. They're not in competition with each other. They each have great careers. So why would Che shit on Tim Dillon if not for jealousy over his creative freedom? Because they both make a great living.
Because Che can't do the same kind of stand-up numbers that Tim Dillon can.
Exactly.
Nope.
Exactly. Che might make as much money as Tim from his shows or whatever, but he can't go. If it ended tomorrow and he went out on the road, there's no way he would be able to sell the tickets that Tim does. It's that simple. Because at the end of the day, you could argue
turns to shit.
Yes, and you could argue, people go, well, Tim only makes that kind of money on Patreon because Joe Rogan put him on. Yeah, but Joe Rogan's put on 1 million people. They all don't sell out the Beacon. They all don't sell out Austin 5 nights in a row. Tim is an undeniable talent, And when people like that get a platform, whether it's Rogan or SNL, they can go on and have success doing whatever the fuck they want. Shay's not in that level at that level yet, and it drives them nuts because in those people's minds, and Mayr in the same thing, the resentment comes from I'm doing all the right things. So why am I not bigger? Why do I not sell more tickets?
Doing what I'm told
following
to do.
the rules, right? Like,
Yeah.
Why am I not more famous? Gives me money. Please.
Because you're an
Dillon on my
inauthentic fraud.
I had Tim Dillon on my show, like, I don't know, 8 years ago on Compound on the Gavin McInnes show. And I could tell he was an immutable talent. I begged him to be my co-host. He was getting attacked by his faggot friends, but he said yes. We did a couple shows, and then he immediately became way too big for Compound, which is mostly losers, by the way.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, okay?
I'm listening.
No,
I'm up
pressed
here.
mute. Hold on a sec. I thought I
Okay,
pressed
that's
mute.
better. Little goddamn respect.
Yeah.
And he rocketed on to success. I mean, that's the thing about comedy. That's what I love the most about comedy, actually, is it's like art, like painting or anything. It's these sprinkles, and you see someone like Louis C.K. and you're like he could read the instructions to IKEA furniture, and you're like, you got it. I know you have this magic gift. And that's what everyone loves about it. It's 1% of the population. Within that 1%, I would say 6-7% are male, 3% are female. But we're talking about this many people. And Tim Dillon's one of them. I don't think Michael Shea is. Sorry. He's an affirmative action hire. And SNL is famous for that. Do you remember like a couple, maybe 5 or 10 years ago? I'm not good with years. Lorne Michaels was criticized for not having enough black women. And he said, well, when we go to these rehearsals, I'm dying for black women, but they're not there. And then what's his name? The Bill Cosby kid from Nickelodeon, who's a regular there. What's his name again?
Malcolm Jamal Warner?
No, Keenan
Thompson. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Keenan Thompson goes, he defended Lorne Michaels, and he goes, he's right. I've been to these auditions, and I'm sorry, but out of like 50 people, 2 of them will be black women, and they are not ready, which is a nice way to say they suck. So that became black women aren't funny, according to SNL. They got this fucking tsunami of pressure to hire black women. So they hired a bunch of black female writers that were really just white mulattoes who had never met their black dad. And then they got Leslie Jones, a bona fide black woman who's blackety black. Her brother was a crack dealer.
In her fucking 50s, by the way. They had to get a woman who'd been in stand-up for 25 years in her 50s to get somebody remotely funny enough to be on the show.
And she had given up on stand-up. She tried it probably as much as Michael Shea. And she decided to go back to being her crack dealer brother's sister, where she would deal crack. So her comedy is like, motherfuckers, you know when you're dealing crack and a motherfucker come up to you and he's like, I don't got money. And you're like, bitch, you better have money, motherfucker. So
isn't that so funny though? Like it's so
her comedy is the most stereotypical, which is why I think it's so funny that everyone's like, you can't talk like this, you can't talk about things like this. But then they get like, say, like a gay person asked the most flamboyant possible, and they get Leslie Jones act as ghetto as possible.
They can't get Tim Dillon, which is the most low-key gay. He's such a low-key gay that Nicole, what was her name? What the fuck was her name? Arbor was like, I have a crush on Tim Dillon. Like, I don't even think she knew that he was gay.
She didn't know he was
gay. He doesn't talk about it.
I love that Gavin's impression of Leslie Jones is just Tracy Morgan. So every white person's impersonation of black people is Tracy Morgan.
Her first bit is like, if we were back in slave days, then I would be the #1 breeder, because they'd be like LeBron James out my pussy, motherfucking Michael Jordan out my pussy.
Oh my god!
And it's actually
It's actually a dead on reinterpretation of the bit. Dead on.
This is a real bit of hers.
That's a real bit.
Yeah.
LeBron James out the pussy, I believe, is the verbatim.
NAACP's furious because they go, this is racist. And you're like, A, it's funny. B, it's true. If Leslie Jones was around in slave times, she would be, because she's a fucking monster. She would be a great thing to breed with. So she's doing a good bit. You asked for black woman comedy, you got it.
This is here's a good example. Here's a good example of like wokeism ruining comedy. One of the guys I got into it with when my first cancellation happened in 2018 was Ian Carmel. And Ian Carmel used to have this great bit that he did about how if the NBA didn't exist, that Shaq would just live up in the hills and come down and steal goats from the village. And like, he would have no career or life. And it was the funniest fucking thing ever. And he cut it from his special and never performed it because executives told him it's racist to even pontificate on a black man's life without basketball. Like, it's insane. He's like, the man's 8 feet tall. He would be banished into the, if we didn't have professional sports. It was a funny bit, and he never did it. Even on his fucking Netflix half hour, he didn't do it because he was terrified of the backlash. And it's like, when comics are not doing the funniest thing because they're afraid of having work taken away, you can't say there's no cancel culture.
Yeah. And what does it hurt? It hurts art. It hurts color. It hurts. Like, I like the Leslie Jones bit. I like your cave bit. I never heard that bit before. I want those bits in my life. They're amusing to me. Why are you taking them away? You fucking woke.
And
my time traveling Holocaust joke, Geno. Should I not be able to do that joke?
The Shadow Bandman. Leslie Jones is a Mark Baird of comedy. And here's the thing about like hiring by diversity. Aren't you always gonna wonder, was I hired for the color of my skin, or was I hired for my merit? Was it 80% the color of my skin? You know what I mean? Like, I imagine you would get a complex over how much of it is because I'm qualified versus how much of it is a diversity hire. Would Michael Che have gotten this job if he were white? Well, maybe. I would hope so.
But
Chrissie, but
what about
that's
you?
the thing.
What about you when you're in a list of comedians? It's called like Super Comedy Night, and there's 5 guys and you. Do you think, and this is purely hypothetical, I'm not accusing of anything, but do you think, was I just thrown in here because they wanted at least one chick in the mix?
Well, that's the reality of stand-up is the token female, and I have embraced that. Like, I'm lucky and grateful that I'm doing more headlining shows so that it's like the actual fans I've built are coming out to see me, or they love comedians in the compound. But I would be lying if I didn't use the token chick thing to my advantage. I would be like, I know that most produced shows need at least one chick. So that's an advantage. And I think like every type of person in comedy has an advantage, so to speak. You have an advantage if you're friends with the producer. You have an advantage if you yourself produce a show. Then people will be nice to you and put you on their shows to trade spots.
No, Chrissy, you have an advantage because you're a genuine comedian and you get that. And there's a lot of females.
When you start out, it's
but I'm paying you the compliment because a lot of females would not say what you said, and they'd be like, "Oh, I got this because I'm funny," and you're not. You're not funny. You got it because of everything you just said. But when you got it, you said, "All right." What's that?
Did you just say Chrissy's not funny?
No. Well, I implied it, but it was I'm kidding. But you get what I'm saying. Like you said, you know why you got it. You said, now I'm here, regardless of why I'm going to be funny.
Yeah,
I'm going to work. I'm going to make sure that I fucking make them remember me by being funny. But other people that get it are like, I got this because I'm funny, and they don't fucking write a goddamn fucking joke. And then they have a special called Sorry at Harriet Tubman or whatever the fuck Amanda Seales was called. And I've said this before, like people like me and Josh, we're straight white, wink, wink, males well over 35. So you know how we get more work? Same way. By being funny. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because these people circling all the way back, like Michael Che, God bless him, he's great at what he does, reading fucking comedy on Weekend Update, but he never got in the reps and he never got a chance to get the reps, and he will never get a chance to get those reps in because now whenever he gets in front of people, they will laugh no matter what he says, and he will never really get that funny, and people will go see him once and be like, yeah, he's great, but I like him better on Weekend Update. Whereas Tim Dillon will sell out the Beacon, fucking go and crush it, and then people will come back and say, we got to see him next time he comes back and bring more fucking people.
And you know what sucks is that Michael should not, like, I'm sure he has a ton of limitations on what he can do and say and tweet and what he could do in his stand-up act. And, like, that sucks. I feel like Kate McKinnon, a huge talent. I I would be shocked if she didn't feel so stifled by. I'm sure everybody at SNL feels stifled to a degree, unless they're just totally line step, with the message. But I feel bad if Che is feeling stifled. No, it makes sense why he would be jealous of a Tim Dillon.
Well, and when you talk about the when people start bitching about the numbers, my mom's boyfriend when I was young, James, who was a black dude. When I was like 9 when
wow.
I
guess you
no, my color. Mom's. Did I say wife? My mom's.
You said your wife's boyfriend.
No, my mom's boyfriend when I was a kid. But anyway, my wife has multiple boyfriends. I don't know any of their names, but they're all some sort of.
This is a lot of fun, right? I'm not the only one having a great time, right? Just check it. Okay, go on.
But no, he told me, when I was talking with him about racism when I was a kid, he said, I don't blame white people for all the bad things in my life because then I'd have to give them all the credit for the good things. So it's like there's this weird thing about when you sort of forego meritocracy and say, I'm at the mercy of the universe and the universe is unfair. You don't then get to turn around and spike the ball when you think you're doing well. So like somebody like Che can't be like, I have all this money and success and fuck Tim Dillon. It's like, weren't you just complaining that the white man is preventing you from fucking accomplishing anything a week ago? And now you're the king of all shit.
Yeah,
that's why people don't like LeBron. That's why people don't like LeBron.
You are responsible for your own actions. I don't think that was true in 65. If you're a black man and you're a smart guy, I could see that you were held back, and that sucks. Don't get me wrong. But if you're born at 1970 and up, sorry, folks, your predicament in life is up to you.
Yeah,
and your success is up to you. But I will say that we are among these fucking weird gremlins who are trying to sabotage our lives. I don't know where they came from, but they're like this strange hex of lunatic bees that fucking dox people, get them canceled, get them fired, and they are sabotaging meritocracy.
Yeah, so, by saying something like, I don't have a problem if people go, you shouldn't work Josh Denny because I don't think he's funny. That's fine. Don't tell people I'm a fucking
I've said that twice, Josh. I've said that twice.
But don't tell people I'm a white supremacist. Like, tell them the shit that's true that should disqualify me. Don't make shit up.